Hey, good day to you. This is Todd. I'm just a regular dude walking the Word. Hey, today we're talking about day 2 of creation. And this is where God created the sky, okay, and separated it out the sky. You're going to see when I read this, it's like it's hard to understand, but it was to get a picture of this. You know, it says earlier on the earth was formless and void, so it was just kind of a mess, okay. Like if you have something and let's say it's just a blob of clay and you're like, oh, what can I use this for? It's just a mess, okay? But you take it to the potter and he makes something. He makes a cup out of it or whatever, something out of it. And that's what God was doing. Now, keep in mind, God was creating stuff out of nothing also here. So we have it. Right now what's taking place is, before we start this day, is you have water just kind of every place, okay, not separated out, but just kind of floating around and so forth. Well, it's hard for animals and plants and everything to survive when all that is just going on. I don't know what kind of gravity there was or anything, okay? So you had just this land and dirt and the everything floating around. But let's read it today. It's Genesis 1, verses 6 through 8. And it says, "And God said, let there be a vault between the waters to separate the water from water. So God made the vault and separated the water under the vault from the water above it. And it was so. And God called the vault sky. And there was evening and there was morning the second day." Okay. So there's water vapor, of course, in the sky, and then there's water in the oceans and rivers and so forth. So he separated that out. Okay, so you had this mass of water below, and then you had the water vapor above. Okay. Also, you would have had this. It was called like a water canopy. It was a canopy that existed all the way from this point all the way to Noah. During the flood, and then that disappeared. Up until that time, when that happened, there was no rain, during this time, because the water just flowed. Okay, so when Noah was saying, "Hey, it's going to rain, it's going to flood," people had a hard time believing that because it never rained before. Okay, so the water just flowed and veg and watered everything and so forth. So you never had rain, and that water canopy kept that. Another thing you'll notice too, when you had that water canopy like that, the age of the people all the way up until through Noah was high. Okay, 800, 1,000 years, all kinds of stuff like that. But today, it's like we're lucky if we live 80 years, So the lifespan went from hundreds of years to we're lucky if we live 100 years, okay? And that changed. And there's, it's not written here, that it stopped the radiation and stuff. But there's more radiation and stuff that would have stopped. And so that's why people would have lived longer, okay? So that's what happened. So that you had this canopy that separated that out. And so God, designed that to make the sky with the water vapor. And then later, when that was all changed in the flood, then the rain would come from that. But that's day 2, where he creates the sky. And when you look at the sky, it has that blue tint to it. Well, part of that's water vapor. Okay. So anyway, that's day 2. We're going to move on to day 3 tomorrow. Thanks for watching. I'm just a regular dude walking in the Word, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow as we continue our study of creation. Lord's blessing. I'll see you then.